Hey, happy Friday to you. Welcome back to the Friday Funnies. You know, we are now 12 days away from Christmas, and I'm going shopping for a partridge and a pear tree, or a gift card probably. But for Christmas this year, we decided on an old-fashioned theme of Christmas when we were kids. And I tell you, as soon as I put up the tree in the living room, the entire house smelled like aluminum. And when I turned on the light with the rotating color wheel, it was magic. I also hung up all of the Christmas cards we received, I think 7, and printed copies of Christmas emails. That was about 139. Finally, I hung our stockings on the space heater with care because space heaters could set them on fire. All I have to do now is start my shopping, and I think I'm going to go to the dollar store with a $100 bill and say, "Give me one of everything." And that should provide enough presents for everybody. So while I go shopping, please enjoy some holiday funnies. If you're in a big city that you haven't visited before, you may rely on asking your cab driver for recommendations for restaurants, bars, places to go. It makes sense that if cabbies have all this information, then Uber drivers do too. Well, that's what Leonard Mithikawa, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's from Kenya. That's what he thought when he asked his Uber driver in Connecticut to find him a good hitman to kill his ex-wife. It appears she left him last year, moved to the U.S. He followed her to convince her to return home, and when that didn't work, he decided to axe his ex. The Uber driver listened to his story and said, "Yeah, I got a guy." But he didn't tell him that the guy was an undercover cop. And after several meetings with the Uber driver and the hitman, money was paid and Leonard was arrested. He's being held on $5 million bond and an extended visit in America. If you've ever had an MRI, you remember being told to remove all metal, including jewelry, earrings, and paper clips in your pocket. It's a simple instruction, but some people don't always listen. A 57-year-old woman in Wisconsin went through an MRI with metal in her back pocket. The metal was in the form of a loaded handgun. And when the machine was turned on, the strong magnets pulled the trigger and shot the woman in the buttocks. Fortunately, it was a small gun which left a small hole in her bum, and she's healing well. But for bringing a gun to an MRI and shooting yourself in the ass, you, ma'am, are our dumbass of the week. In Thailand, a 22-year-old Taiwanese man was arrested at the airport and charged with the smuggling of illegal goods. The goods he tried to smuggle were 2 otters and a prairie dog that he secreted in his underwear. Let that sink in for a minute. Imagine 2 playful otters and a prairie dog in your pants, and you've got a real party going on. You might also develop a hitch in your step, which is what drew the attention of airport security, along with the visible bulges in his pants. The man was arrested, but I think the event calls for a new Taiwanese Christmas carol. On the 2nd day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 playful otters and a prairie dog in his pants. There you go. One of the few times you'll ever hear me sing. That wraps it up, my friends. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to listen to my podcast, Another Day Above Ground, and share these funnies with the world. I'll see you next Friday.